Hey everyone, hope you're having a great Thanksgiving. I'm going to show you guys some clips here, what we've been working on our farm and what's coming up. Okay, we're starting a terrace here. So the first thing we did, because this topsoil is fairly thin out here on this field, about 10 inches of good topsoil, then it goes to clay. We can use the clay to build a terrace, which builds a better dam structure anyway, then replenish the topsoil to the field to grow better crops. So the first thing we did is we came and we stripped the topsoil back for about 100 yards. And then we're down to the clay, and we still got a little bit more stripping here to do, but we're down to the clay. We're going to build the terrace out of clay. Now that bit of terrace there is grass, and then you can see here on out, if you can follow, well, you really can't see the flags, but there are flags that go clear across the hillside. And the reason this was here was because this project was started but not completed. Basically just put a kind of a catch basin in there, but we did build it to grade just at the intake. So this was previously tiled, and now we're coming back to terracing. When you terrace, there's quite a few factors that go into them. Besides the general layout and how it was constructed and why it was constructed, what we want to do when we're actually doing the earth moving, we got a pretty steep hillside here. And we're going to be putting that dirt up into that terrace, so we're actually going to be flattening out the hill. And I've seen guys that don't cut back far enough, and they actually can go up the hill, then down, and then back up into the terrace. That's not what you want. So instead of a hill going up like this continuously, now we're kind of just going and planing out. We're actually kind of almost stair-stepping the ground in a way. So depending upon the amount of earth that you're moving is how far you're going to go back. The terraces are tallest at the intakes. That's the low point of the hill, and they taper out into the ridges. This one here is, I believe, a 5-foot fill, which means 5 foot on channel side, which channel side is the side the intake's on. I'll show you guys more. Okay, we got this camera on super zoom here, so we'll see if it'll stay focused in. Way over there, there's a little dam that got started in there, and that's going to be a terrace that goes clear across the hill. So we got started working on grade there yesterday. That goes, I sketched a line in the ground. You can see the flags. Just clear over the other terrace. Alright, we're looking at the sky here. Working the slope. So this is a terrace that we're building. This is intake. So this is going to be the high point of the terrace, or the highest pile of dirt. We're creating like a pool, and at the bottom of the pool is the intake. It's hard to film one-handed, but as I go up, I'm packing, and I'll set the blade on top. What we're looking for is a 2-to-1 slope and a 2-to-1 coming back off the other side. This style terrace is called the narrow base, grass slope, narrow base. At this intake, we're going 5 foot of fill. That's measured on channel side. Up and down, back and forth. We want to see that top level clear from the hill, clear from that ridge point, clear down there to that ridge point. We want to see that terrace level. And at the bottom of the pool is where our intake's at. You can see over there that tail, I got it done. You want to make sure your slope is smooth, even, and packed. And I got the ground cut out nice and neat. Alright, we got the channel laid in here, so we're just kind of smoothing stuff up going down the intake, taking care of any clods that might have made their way out the field a little bit. We got everything up to the flags, looks good. We're going to come back in our slope, trim everything out, clean it up, and this terrace will be a wrap. Let's check in on the county here. We got the tubes set. 2 9-footers. Side by side. They're about 9.5 feet actually. I don't know. And this is a good place to start the voiceover of the video. These are double 9-foot tubes guys putting in. They took an old wooden bridge out and replacing them with tubes. I don't necessarily agree with the way they're doing them, just because of the way they're moving the dirt and the lack of seep colors and the fact that the pipes are out of grade. But we will check in again here soon to see how they are doing and how the project's coming to completion. I'll incorporate that clip on a third series of videos with our conservation work. You guys saw me there building Terrace, and that's what we've been working on, as well as starting tiling operations on our farm. I'll put that clip towards the end of the video here as to what we're doing with tiling. And since some of you guys don't like it, I'm going to do a separate video on the Hydramaxx trencher alone. Some guys like equipment videos, and some guys just like whole operations videos. It's hard to satisfy everybody. But hopefully I threw out content here that people can understand and learn a little bit off of. Conservation work's just so complicated that it's just very hard to pack much into a 8 to 12 minute video. And when I was in the industry, one of the biggest things I learned, and kind of learned the hard way, was engineering plans and how to go about engineering. It was not just about running a dozer. It was more about the planning and layouts than anything else. And the equipment part of it was the easy part. So we'll have an ongoing series of videos here about this project and many more. I always appreciate you guys watching my videos, and again, I hope I brought some content here that I keep getting requests. Bring back the excavation videos. Well, this is what we mainly did. We did land improvement work was our number one demographic, and land improvement work gets a little repetitious, but at the same time it's a lot of work. Which was, land improvement was exactly what it sounds like it is. It's improving land, agricultural based. So try to give you guys a little taste of what we're doing and why here. That's the county's dozer. It's an 850C, but it's a series of 1. It's a wide track, or standard track, I mean. Okay, today is tile day. We got that other terrace legend over there on the other hillside done. And we're going to be coming in here with the tile crew. Got the Hydramaxx 2600. It's just a base model. They used to have a 2400, and then they had the 26, and they went to 27, 27. You guys, what we've been doing here, here's the terrace outline, goes around, and if you look way up there in that dark spot, that's a sideways dam I showed in the last video. That terrace will come all the way around and end over here in this other ridge. Then down here we have the tile crew, and we're going to send them up that waterway. And there's an intake up there, and a terrace keeps plugging up. It's got a bad intake. So we're going to set that as our top intake, and we're going to hook in all the old mains because the main is bad. It was a farm that's had multiple terraces added over years, and this was one of our original farms because the farmstead's right up there, but this is one of our original farms that's had multiple things added over the years, and tiling and terracing wasn't what it is today in the 1950s. So things have been added in that probably shouldn't have been, and there's just a lot of bad connections. There's a clay line that comes up this draw and it Y's out, goes up that draw, which is where we're re-tiling, and we'll run one up here too, but it all comes together down here in one 8-inch connector. It has a galvanized pipe that follows that road tube under the road and ejects down the creek on the other side. And that was overloaded, so we're replacing that. And what we've set here, I'll use super zoom. This is a Hickam bottom intake. So we tied into the clay line here next to it, and we come up to this Hickam bottom, which this will be ground level. So all you'll see out of the ground is the cage, maybe a couple holes. And then we, so any groundwater that's normal will go out that 8, but when you get big rain, everything surges up, It'll actually fill the line up with pressurization and elevate the groundwater, run out that cage, and run into the road tube right next to it here. I call them a surface pit outlet. There's the cut in the terrace up towards that old barn out there, where we got to go through to get to our top intake. You can see the flag dancing there. Take this back off with super zoom, and we're gonna get a pretty good run going up through there. We're laying 10 up through here to catch all these old runs that get down through there in clay on an overloaded system. Anyway, we'll have a video on this Hydramaxx next. Thanks for watching.